It's WP Treacy here, and I want to bring you what the consequences of me being compelled to sign an authority to act form. I was deceived, I was uninformed, I was misled, and sadly, what have I ended up with because of that deception? And the deception by horse race in Ireland, the deception by the Turf Club. I told you before, I begged and begged the Taoiseach. I begged Minister Coveney too. I begged the Minister for Justice. I begged the Attorney General. And while they were only interested in one thing, protecting the racing authorities and the racing industry, not the integrity of racing, well, I'll tell you what I have ended up with. These are as good as death certs for my horses. This is what I have ended up with. I should have my 21 horses and possibly a lot more by now. Instead, I have a piece of paper, a death cert, which I don't know what you could call it, because right now, even going through these documentations, some of them, Real Chancellor, Shakira Lady, Millstream Lady, Mirror Perfect, Some Cool Cat, We're Up the Flad, Alcan. I could keep going, but let me quickly tell you a very short little story about this horse, Alcan. This horse, Alcan, was with a trainer, and that trainer wanted to go socialising after a race night at Dundalk Racecourse. He was to bring back my horse, back to where I gave him permission to keep it, in his own premises. This horse, Alcan, after a race meeting in Dundalk, was dumped in the stables all night, and I only got the truth of it the next day. Then the trainer, when I went on the warpath, withheld this horse from me for a whole week with the Turf Club's consent and awareness and knowledge of it. I couldn't get back this horse. I couldn't even get the horse back to get him vetted. That's what happened, this horse, with one trainer. I thought it was worth mentioning because these horses could not and cannot have died in vain. And Minister Coveney and all ministers and the Taoiseach and the law and the laws in this country must now be brought into play here, and all have to be held accountable, because these horses didn't die in vain. These horses would be alive if not for corruption and cover up of public money wrongdoing and protection of wrongdoers. And I am asking you, the Irish public, to engage, to hold your TDs accountable. Ask them to relay the truth to you. Ask them to know why they haven't relayed it to you now publicly. I have been in contact for years with Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Labour, Sinn Féin, Independents. Why? The media, who is fully aware and has been fully aware, haven't printed one word of my suffering. Why is that over the years? We'll talk about that again in another documentary.